So there's been a lot of talk and news recently about the Atlanta Hawks yet again being potentially interested in actually moving on from John Collins. This time it is being said that the Heat and Hawks have discussed a trade that would send John Collins to the Miami Heat, and this is being reported by Zach Lowe. He goes on to say that the two teams previously discussed the trade, and talks should begin to reignite with each team's recent roster changes. And I think this is really strange. I don't necessarily know how the Miami Heat get this done, first of all, but more so of, I think what the Atlanta Hawks have going on for them is actually pretty good, to the point where the only possible player I think they would actually need to trade is actually Clint Capella. I think there was a lot of talks of Clint Capella potentially getting moved on. It was being said as well that Minnesota really liked what they saw in Clint Capella and wanted to trade for a center to move Cat to the 4. We heard that talk go on for quite a bit until it was revealed that Minnesota decided to trade away 18 players, 600 first round picks to get Rudy Gobert. And again, that Clint Capella trade ended up falling through. Again, Clint Capella has been longly suggested to get traded, especially with Onyeka Okongwu absolutely balling out at times when Clint Capella was injured. It did look like a lot that the Hawks were just much better at times when Onyeka Okongwu was playing big amount of minutes. A lot of people have brought up the theory as well, is he actually ready to start in the NBA? But in my opinion, I actually think he probably is. He played around 20 minutes per game last season, where he averaged around 8 and 6 and just looked like he was really getting on top of things. Again, he is a small player at 6'9", 206 centimeters, but I believe Capella's about 6'10" as well, so it's not exactly that much smaller rather, of a height difference. And I'm not exactly too sure. I thought it would have been pretty cool to maybe see an experiment of him actually starting at center this year. But again, I really don't think they need to move on from John Collins. Like, Collins really picked up his offense and defense towards the end of last season. It just looked like he was much better of a player and really started to shine for the Atlanta Hawks. So again, I really don't think the Atlanta Hawks need to trade John Collins at all. They've got a really good foundation, and the reality is, now that they've got Trae Young and DeJounte Murray, it's going to be a really good backcourt, and bringing in DeJounte Murray makes Trae Young a 100% better player. And the reason I say this right now is because Trae Young, he's been doing a lot of the heavy load when it came to playmaking and being the main guy offensively, all of this type of stuff. But now, the role I think he's actually going to take with DeJounte Murray in the team right now could possibly be what Steph does with Draymond, which is basically kind of being the shooting guard really on, I guess kind of, he's still being the point guard. He's just a guard on offense, really, like really positionless basketball. He's just kind of running around, getting having Draymond as the playmaker and just having Draymond and Kevon Looney set screens for him to get open from 3. I could see DeJounte Murray now being like the main ball handler, main distributor for this Atlanta Hawks team. And of course, Trae Young playing that similar role to Steph Curry. And if the Hawks go on an absolute tear and Trae Young literally averages like 30 points and 5 or 6 assists per game, and the Hawks are one of the best teams in the league, I literally wouldn't even be surprised if Trae Young would start to get in like MVP combos later on, because that's how great I feel like this role is that he's going to play. Like, he only has to average a couple less points and he'll probably average less assists, but the thing is, the Hawks will be winning way more games, I think, doing this, setup. They now have a really good offense as well. I mean, you've got pretty much players everywhere: Trae Young, John Collins, Bogdan Bogdanovic, DeAndre Hunter, Clint Capella still, Onyeka Okongwu, Lou Williams is still there. There's still a really nice core and foundation on this team, and I could see it doing really well. And again, DeJounte Murray there too. You bring in another player, DeJounte Murray, who really helps out the defense and comes into what Nate McMillan really likes as well. But if you're the Heat, you're definitely trying to get John Collins to the team, because the reality is right now is they don't really have a power forward. I couldn't even tell you who Miami's power forward is. They let PJ Tucker go, which I still think was a good thing. He was irrelevant on the court in the playoffs, like legitimately irrelevant. Even though he had a decent regular season, just did not do anything in the playoffs. And the reality is, they could still probably use a better backup center than Dwayne Dedmon as well. So I'm not exactly too sure. Bringing in John Collins, though, would be absolutely awesome if you were the Miami Heat. But I don't even know what you could trade. Because my suggestion, I think John Collins is on around $27 million. Duncan Robinson's on about $20 million. My suggestion would obviously be Duncan Robinson has to get put in this deal. And it would probably be someone who's on around $5 million, which I'm not too sure who that would even be. I know Oladipo Martin recently just signed, so I don't think they can get traded. So I honestly don't know how they could possibly match up contracts here. Not just that, I don't think the Atlanta Hawks want Duncan Robinson at all. Like, I know straight up there's probably going to be that guy in the comments that's just... when I said Duncan Robinson, he probably straight away went to the comments and said, "You don't know about anything. How could you say the Hawks should get Duncan Robinson?" Even though I said they shouldn't. It's just probably the only player that would match up contracts for them to get. They could, of course, look at Tyler Hero, but I don't think Tyler Hero necessarily fits on that Atlanta Hawk team. I also think that the Heat need to keep on to Tyler Hero, so I don't know how that's going to work at all. Again, it could possibly be like a Duncan Robinson. Maybe like they could possibly, it would probably be either like Gabe Vincent or Max Strus would probably be in there, but again, they're not on $7 million. I don't know if they could extend them or something like that. It's really tricky. It's really stupid. There is legitimately like no way that this trade works. And again, you're still going to have to throw in a couple first round picks to make this happen. I still don't think the Hawks would do it, because why would they want Duncan Robinson? The dude is getting paid $20 million to do what I do right now, and that's sit on the couch and clap for Jimmy Butler. Not in a weird gay way, like, clap because I'm excited to watch Jimmy Butler play. Yeah, I definitely kind of dug myself a 10-inch hole there. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know how this trade gets done. I don't think it gets done. I'm pretty much just going to straight up rule it out as something that I don't think is going to happen. But of course, if you haven't already, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Comment your thoughts and opinions down below. Do you guys think the Miami Heat are going to trade for John Collins? Do you guys think the Atlanta Hawks should, of course, trade for John Collins? I would, of course, definitely really like to hear all of your thoughts and opinions on this down below. But as I was saying, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.